Hey student, watch this video and learn common mistakes with the prepositions to, about, and on. Coming up. If you don't know me very well, hello, I'm teacher Prix, and I'm going to help you talk to anyone, anywhere, anytime in English. Consider subscribing, yes, right here, because every week I post different kinds of English lessons to help you become a better and more confident English speaker. Hello, hello. People on Instagram, come to YouTube if you want to participate in the chat. Now, let's talk about the good stuff. Let's talk about preposition mistakes. This is one video. I'm going to talk about some mistakes. I don't want to make you go crazy thinking about many mistakes, because mistakes are part of the journey. No matter what your level is, you will make mistakes. Okay, so mark my words. However, it is a good idea to learn from the mistakes and be more persistent in your mistakes. And that's what we're going to do here, because maybe you don't know me so well. Maybe it's your first time watching this video. But here on my channel, I help pre-intermediate and intermediate students to go from stuck to speaking in 6 months. And guys, this level is challenging, you know? Because here, students, and this is a common concern, students begin to worry about the quality of their English speaking skills. They also worry about vocabulary, listening, but at the end of the day, everything revolves around speaking. And then students begin to worry about the mistakes. And preposition mistakes are very common. Even I, Priscilla, or teacher Prix, I make preposition mistakes. That's why I'm constantly studying them, okay? I don't stop studying prepositions. I keep going. That's the attitude of fluent people. This is also something that I talk to my students about. You know, my students in my academy, I call them BSA, baby sardine in the area. And with my BSA, inside the platform, they always have grammar lessons, they have vocabulary lessons, but they don't have the typical vocabulary exercise or the typical grammar exercise, the grammar drill. No, they have to use the lesson they study. So they're always creating examples with the new grammar they study or with the old grammar they study, because they have to review. And prepositions, they will often, mistakes will often happen. And that's when I get to give them feedback and help them connect life and English, which is going to make it easier for you to talk to anyone, anywhere, anytime, okay? Now, that being said, as you can see here on the screen, the first one is, let's talk about which one? To. Oh, okay. So here, guys, there could be more things for me to talk about. Of course, I could stay here and talk about mistakes all day long, but that's not really the goal, okay? But one thing that I have observed in many students, in many followers on Instagram, many subscribers to my YouTube channel, is to use to when you shouldn't, okay? With unnecessary, it's the unnecessary use of the preposition to. So for example, home, go home. You don't go to home, you go home, okay? Students make this mistake very often. Go back home, same thing, go back to home. No, go back home. Oh, but only with home. Yeah, from what I can think of right now, home. Focus on home. I'm talking about very specific mistakes, okay? There may be different expressions. Also, something you need to pay attention to. There are many expressions with go, fixed expressions. And when that happens, you cannot add anything to this expression. This happens to go home, okay? Go back home. Phrasal verb here, go back. Come home, come back home, also common. Go abroad, also students confuse this. Oh, I'm going to abroad. No, you're going abroad. Another mistake here, I didn't write this, but using the wrong preposition, I'm going in England. I'm going to England. Guys, with the verb go, the most common preposition is to. But we need to pay attention to the fixed expressions. And that happens when we're using go home, go on vacation, go abroad, go sightseeing, and many others. Go shopping. Oh, another one, go shopping. Go shopping doesn't mean going to the place, the shopping mall, the shopping center. It means an action to buy things. Go shopping. Many students will say go to shopping. You go to the mall. You go to the shopping mall, but you don't go shopping if you're talking about location. If you're using the expression go shopping, mwah, wonderful, good for you. Another common mistake is to use to after modal verbs. Okay, I have many lessons actually about modal verbs. Okay, really complete lessons here on my YouTube channel. Check it out. And a common mistake is to use to after modal verbs. The only exception here is ought to, which is a synonym of should. Okay, I should go, no to. But when I am using ought, as you can see here on the screen, ought to, then it's fine. That's the exception. With can, could, may, might, shall, should, must, will, would, no to, by to, you know? Hey, hit the like button, by the way, right here. Well, let's keep rolling. Moving on. About the same thing happens, but here I want to focus on two particular really specific mistakes the students make with two verbs, okay? The verb discuss and the verb consider. When I'm using discuss, when I'm using consider, there's no about. No about, forget about, okay? And this is the mistake I wanted to talk about. I'm discussing a new project with my team. I'm discussing a vacation with my sister. Actually, this is true for me. See, connect English with your life. I like to do that. I do it when I'm studying. Every time I think of English, I think of my life. I don't simply sit down and create a stupid example. No, I bring meaning to the example because that helps my memory. So if you struggle, if you have problems memorizing new words, expressions, grammar, start connecting the writings, your essays, your grammar examples, vocabulary examples with meaningful life events. Things that matter to you, okay? You will see, it'll change. You will get better. And I'm not saying you will be perfect all of a sudden. That's not true. But your memorization, your memory will improve, okay? So with the verb discuss, with the verb consider, there's no about. Oh, I'm considering moving to another country. This is not true for me, but I am considering traveling abroad next month. We'll see next month. I'm considering traveling abroad. Yes, and after consider ing, okay? If you're using a verb, I'm considering traveling, I'm considering moving. Or you can use a noun. I'm considering a trip next month. Also possible, okay? I'm considering buying a new pair of shoes. No, I have many pair of shoes already. I don't need more. So yesterday I discussed a few travel options, a few trip destinations with my friend, with my sister actually. So we're thinking about that, okay? Now think about, fine. I'm thinking about moving to another country. Perfect, amazing. But discussing, considering, no. Awesome. Now, guys, this is something, how do you correct persistent mistakes? This is something that I like talking about. Mistakes are part of the journey, and you could be advanced, you could be fluent, you could be a teacher. You're going to make mistakes. We have to accept that and respect that. And as I always say, the journey continues, it never ends. So with my students, every month we have 3 live activities, group conversation classes, workshops. And what do I do in these live lessons? I pay attention to my students' persistent mistakes. And based on that, I bring live activities to them every month, 3 times a month. Why? To help them work on persistent mistakes. In many of these lessons, they create examples, they answer questions, they participate. There are listening activities where we listen to native speakers in movies, TV shows, TV news, podcasts, interviews. Why? Because I monitor my students. I pay attention to what they do on the platform. And based on what they give me, I get to create live lessons for them, not here on YouTube, but on Zoom. And that's how we work on persistent mistakes. That's very important. And if you want to improve, you have to pay attention to the mistakes you make and work on them. Come up with a plan to work on persistent mistakes. As I said in another lesson, you have to be more persistent than your mistake, okay? And guys, if you're enjoying this lesson, make sure to subscribe to my channel, hit the like button, really support the channel by hitting like, by subscribing. That's all I can ask from you. It helps the channel a lot when you subscribe and when you share. And if you're interested, I have an amazing study plan cycle that will help you organize your study routine. It's a template that teaches you how to organize your study routine. It's not my academy, but it's a great study plan that will help you become more organized. Check the link in the description of this video. But other than that, let's keep on rolling. Now, oops, Daisy. Next one, on unnecessary use and different preposition. These are the common mistakes, guys, when it's not necessary or when it's wrong. That's typically that. So unnecessary use, next week, next Wednesday. Whenever you're using next week, next Wednesday, no on. Forget on. Students typically do this because they think, oh, but on Monday, so on next Monday. No need to do it, okay? No, let it go. Just use next week, next Wednesday, okay? But teacher, on my next vacation, I'm talking about week and days of the week. See? I'm talking about specific mistakes. There are other expressions, fixed expressions. That's not what I want to focus on. Less is more, okay? Always remember that. When I make lessons like this, I could never give you all the information. First, because I don't know. Come on, right? And second, because I wouldn't be able to stay here giving all the necessary information because this lesson is supposed to be short, less than 20 minutes, okay? Now, next week, next Wednesday, next weekend, don't use to. I have a doctor's appointment next Wednesday. Wonderful. No need to use to. I'm visiting my family next weekend. No on, no at, nothing, just next weekend, okay? And then two verbs the students confuse, to depend and to spend. The preposition is on. The students often use depend off. No, okay? To depend on. And spend on. Sometimes the students use a different preposition. Let it go. Now you know. Now, guys, what are you going to do? You're going to create examples in the comments. Okay, people on Instagram, the comments will be open after this lesson is over. Then you can come back, post your examples. But other than that, people on YouTube, post an example in the comments. Share this lesson with a friend. But other than that, I'll see you next time. Bye.